Hello and welcome to this short video about Jaguar XK8 oil sump refurb with epoxy primer. This is episode 42 in my series of videos detailing how I change my cam chains, tensioners and guides. And in this video I'm going to show how I refurbish my rusty sump with 2-pack epoxy. Okay, the tools I used was a 6-inch grinder, a drill with some cut brushes. That's just to remove all the excess. Obviously I also needed a brush, but I didn't show that here. Okay, a little bit of a rant here. Wax oil. It's horrible, horrible stuff. It covers up all the worst bits of your car and does minimal help to actually reduce the rust. You can see here I had a couple of cars and they're covered in wax oil like this. My advice, if you're going to look at a car and they say it's been freshly wax oiled, horrible. What are they just covered up? My top tip is actually to use epoxy high build primer instead of wax oil. Now, this smothers rust and stops it dead. It basically gives because of its low surface tension, it flows in all those pits and crevices of the metal surface. Obviously, you do need to do a bit of prep. You can't just daub it on. Or, the amount of rust prevention is based on how much surface prep you have. However, it dries rock hard. It's hard, but it is resilient. There is a bit of give in it, and it's easy to work with then, and it looks the business. You can paint out this paint. Actually, you can paint over it. It's a primer as well, so it comes in a range of 12 colours. It's absolutely superb. And I bought this kit. It's actually a Rustbusters chassis pack. I'm going to actually use for this sump. I mean, it's not specifically for engine bits, but I use it primarily for my cleaning down the body and the chassis and the suspension on my XK8. Really cleaned it up from a rusty heap. And the kit basically comes in several components. You've got, not shown here, you've got Chlorox DTS salt remover. That's something you spray on to remove all the salt. Obviously didn't need to do that in this case. Caustic cleaner, SP10, the rust converter. I think everybody's familiar with several rust converters on the market, and this 2-part epoxy paint, and this is the main component, that and the rust converter, that helps with the rust prevention. Okay, so how did I use it for the sump? The starting point, I'd already painted my sump previously with black 2-pack epoxy to stop the rust getting any worse before I actually took it off. But already that wasn't looking the greatest, so basically I took the sump off. The sump removal video should be shown, the link here. I'm not going to go into the details in this video. Should see it above. Okay, top tip: if you're cleaning or stripping any metal off, any rust or paint off any of your metal parts, get one of these little clean and stripping discs. It's a polyurethane sort of foam with silicon carbide impregnated in it. And these are the bee's knees. They're only about £5. You don't need any special tools. It goes straight on a 6-inch grinder. So here we go. I mean, apologies, it come off so quick. I forgot to take the video of the paint removal. It was that easy. But I've done one here where I'm just trying to take remaining bits of rust off. You can see I'm pressing quite hard, and it's not making a lot of impression on the metal, but it's just clearing off the last bits of the rust. I did actually remove all the remaining paint out of the crevices with the little brushes, metal brushes in the drill. Obviously, the 6-inch disc can't get into all the nuts and the small crevices. But you can see here that it's a good picture of the sump. You can see it's covered in little rust pits, and it's got quite a lot of corrosion. Okay, on the other side, it's actually protected by the oil, and there was a couple of bits where the paint was coming off the sealing surface, so I rubbed these down to provide a key and remove any excess. So then we come to using the chassis pack for this paint job. Okay, first thing is that I clean down the sump with the caustic cleaner and then rinsed it with water. This caustic cleaner is very, very strong. You can dilute it or use it neat in my case, but you need to wear gloves because that thing, it'll strip all the oils out of your hands and start burning without any trouble at all. This is afterwards. You can see already it started to attack all the rust, clean out all the crap out of there. and it's real made an impression. But you can see, if I grind all this rust out, I'm going to have holes in my sump. So this is why this 2-pack epoxy is great for this application. The next phase is to use the rust inhibitor or the rust killer. This will changes the rust into a different oxide, which doesn't spread as fast. So you basically just brush this on and leave it to dry. Then you can rub it down to provide a key and remove any excess. Then you get to the 2-pack epoxy component. There's 2 components. You mix them 50-50, and you can dilute it with thinners, special thinners, obviously. Bit of a top tip: don't overestimate how much you're going to need. I mean, I'm using literally to do this sump. I use just over a tablespoon each. You know, basically a normal dessert spoon. Sorry, of each part of the paint, and I still had loads left. You know, it's one of those things. If you pour a load out, you'll end up painting all the underneath the car with it. That's what happened to me a couple of times. You just don't want to waste it, and you keep painting stuff. Okay, so then basically you get out the part A and then get out the part B and mix them. Now it'll start to react immediately, but you need to leave it for 10 minutes so it really starts to going off. After that, you probably have about 2.5 hours before it'll be fully hardened. And even then, you're probably best leaving it overnight or putting it in front of the fire, or if your missus will let you, or leaving it a couple of days to really go rock hard. Okay, another top tip: if you're doing your sump, put the plug back in, the old one obviously. This will help to protect the paint getting onto the seal surface for the sump plug. Okay, then I basically used a brush to apply this. You can apply this paint with a spray gun or a roller, various, depending on how you want to dilute it. I used the paintbrush. It's very convenient. You don't need it. This paint is very, very sticky. You know, again, it's this slow surface. I mean, get it on your hands. You need thinners to get it off. It's the devil. When it gets onto that metal surface, it sticks like shit to a blanket. Believe you me, and it gets in all the nuts, the little crevices, and it tries to basically smother the rust, as I said before. Now there is a balance between your brush loading. Too much on the brush and you get runs, obviously, and too little, you'll get brush marks. So you try your best. It's not going to give the best finish. If you want to do, you want to powder coat it or whatever, but then you've got to clean the inside. I find this is very much a good DIY solution, especially for underbody. Okay, so around the edge on the upper side, you can see the paint's chipped away, as I said before. I just painted the little bit of the rim with the paint here, just to come over. Now you won't actually see all this. I didn't come any further because I ended up having to clean it off. Just here is the seal surface, right in the middle here. So you've got to try and just get the paint on to these areas which are chipped, and then rub it away with a bit of cloth. Did that hopefully okay. After I've painted it, you can see I've got brush marks, but it looks okay. And it's going to be underneath. And you can see after I've took the sump plug off, all that sealing area is base metal, so it's going to have no problem sealing. Okay, there's a finished article. Not perfect, it's a brush finish, but that is not going to rust. All that rust pitting, dead. Never going to see that again. Hopefully I might just suffer from a few stone chips from this front edge, which is towards the front of the car, but hopefully it'll look the business. Okay, there you go. It's back fitted. What I would another note is that obviously, because this paint is quite thick, it's a high build primer. When you're torquing your nuts back up, be aware that you'll have to compress that extra bit of paint thickness. It is quite thick and it will compress, so take that into account when you're tightening those bolts up. Double check them. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed that video and give you a few tips how to keep the underbody of your car nice and tidy. It's one of my pet hates, if you would. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK8 videos.